Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video I am going to discuss the essay That You Must Love Me and Love My Dog by Charles Lamb. As I have already discussed writing style of Charles Lamb and two of his essays, Dream Children and Poor Relation, and this is the third one, and I'll also discuss his In the Price of Chimney Sweepers as well. So let's discuss this essay in this video. As I'm glad that this will be the first video on YouTube of this essay, as when we were assigned assignment on this topic, this essay, we didn't get any material on website or YouTube. Nothing is available regarding this essay, right? So after endeavors and struggling, we will try to comprehend it by ourselves and come up with our analysis, right? So you will be fortunate that you will be easily avail to this material on YouTube, right? So let's begin the essay, right? The title is That You Must Love Me and Love My Dog. So the title itself is symbolic. Here the dog is used as a symbolic meaning, used in symbolic meaning, and it refers to dog, what actually in life we refer dog to, right? A nasty creature or something that is bad, we call it doggish way, right? So it refers to any fault or flaws, right? So the title means that if you love me, right, then you also love my faults, my flaws, or my bad things or my bad habit, right? So it is regarding that. So one thing you have to keep in mind that I've numbered these paras, right? And I'll give you explanation of this numbering, right? In this number one, what he tried to say in number 2 3, right? If I read in each and every time every line, this video will go too long, right? So the lines you will read by yourself, and I will give you analysis of these paras, right? These paragraphs, as I mark them 1 2 3. So we'll begin with the para 1, and I mark it 1. And in this paragraph, the writer Charles Lamb, he just tried to describe, begin with by describing a relation between two persons, any of the two persons you may assume, right? The relationship that exists between two people, and it is a conversation between two people, right? So you can imagine any two people, right? Whether of the same sex, maybe of the opposite sex, right? And this relation may be a friendship or it's a love relationship, right? You can assume it to be any relationship, right? So towards a person of open and noble, so he described the qualities, right, of a person. We have to make a friendship, we look for the positive aspect or excellent qualities, wish for the excellent qualities such as innermost fault of heart, right? Person of open and noble nature, right? And para 2, the writer Charles Lamb, he described that this part of conversation taking place anywhere, right, between any point in time between two people. Let's suppose a person A, right, having relationship between two people, it may be a friendship or relationship, anything, right? Then there comes a point in that relationship when you want to strengthen it, right? making it further strengthened, right, by building more connection and getting closer, right. And third, in the third para, uh, the writer said, right, it's a symbolic, it's my dog's, right. So the dog is symbolic here. There is no physical dog here, right. So he discusses that our association of dog is different from that of Western people, right. For the them, we consider dog as a nasty creature, right, an annoying thing or bad thing. And for the Western people, as you know, they love pets, right, and they consider them pets as equal to humans, and love them, having pets at their home, right. So for the Western people, for the them, dogs are ideal pets, and dogs used here is symbolic. And the conversation between two friends, right. So dog of one friend bites his friend. And you might take it physical context or symbolic context, that one fault or flaw of one friend did not seem good for another friend, right. If you want my friendship, you have to bear the biting of my dog, you have to bear my bad habits, you have to cope with my flaws, right, faults or defects or anything, something bad, right, and also respect it. And in the fourth para, he says that the dog is affectionable, beloved for one person, but not for all, but not for his friend. His friend didn't like that dog, right. Mm, he just abhor it or just hate it, right. So he want to quit the relationship or the friendship because of this dog, right, because of this bad thing. And in the fifth para, he's just trying to say that describe human attachments. He describe human attachments, and he says that if there is a person having a dog, a bad habit or a flaw, fault, right, in symbolic meaning you can say, and that you want to have a relationship, then you have to make a relationship with this his dog as well, right. You have to accept him as he or she it is, right. And then Charles Lamb emphasized that our likes and dislikes are different, means friendship tests are different, right. And friendship is tested on these flaws, on these dogs, right. And this dog is a test for your friendship. And so if you pass that test and if you accept the dog, then the friendship or relationship is built between us. And it is not always the dog, but there are some other shackles or obstacles are there, impediments and obstacles, right. And there are others who come between or they are the hurdles, right, in our relationship, such as kinsmen, relatives, close relations, and then friends of friends, partners, wife, children, etc. And I've written the meaning of each and every word as well, right, so that you understand it in a better way. You better watch for their meaning in the screen, right. And para 7, right. So 6, yes, 6, there is more to say, right, though the relationship between two people, but the third party, right, any of kinsman, relative or anything, the third party that bring some other into it, and then you can't tolerate this appendage, means this uh, uh, appendage means the person having bad habits, right? Lamb use the symbol of dog for that third person. And apart from that, these are the meanings I have written over there, right? Pindaric arts, these are ceremonious poems by, in, or in the manner of Pindar, right? And then this Athenian oracle, this is a book by John Danton, right? So this fraternity means brotherhood and fellowship. So in this para, in para 7, he described that this kind of situation reminds you of an Athenian oracle which talks about twins, right? So there it means the person with whom you have a relationship appears to be a two person, right? A dual person, a twin like, right? So there's a strong relationship, but the clock or the third person he involves in it, right, hinders and ruin the relationship amongst you, between you. And in 8th paragraph, he says that when you saw the person alone, you went to him, right? If you're interested in a person and you probably wish to see him alone so that you better have a conversation with him or her. So when you saw the person alone, you went to him to have a conversation. And he said that there are again some hurdles, right? uh, Among between them, that is haunting, or just haunting, that is like a haunting shadow, a surging shadow, that may be of your cousin or any third party, right? So he said that I cannot tolerate this. I cannot talk to him in a company of his cousins or brothers, etc. While I felt better, or I'm comfortable to talk with that person of my interest in isolation when he's alone. And in para 9, he talks about, he there's a good expression that he has used, that misfortunes seldom come alone, right? So he began with misfortunes, right? And he give example. For example, if you know, I'll make you understand with an example. If you know a lady, for example, lady A, right, named her A, and then why you have to know ladies as brother or her friend, or have to give some value or protocol to her relatives, right, or to her acquaintance, right? It is the only that person, that lady A, you are concerned with, but not with the acquaintance of her. So when we choose friends, then their relatives are also part of their personality, and then we have to make a friendship or good relation with that person, acquaintance, and their relatives. So if you want to have a relationship with a woman, and then according to writer, why it's not necessary to have a relationship with her family, right? According to author or writer, because I want only that person, I'm interested only that one person, not in her relatives or her family, right? And the one further, he said that the one doesn't want the presence of whole family, or I don't want to know who her priest is or who her doctor is. I just want only that person. I'm concerned only with that person, that particular person. I have a relationship. So he said that I just want relationship with that particular one individual, not her acquaintance, her family, or anyone else. And in 10 para, he said that I don't want to have a relationship with your cousin, your brother, right? But want only you, only and only you. That is my concern, and rest is none of my concern. And you put your relatives aside, right, and come to me, so we have a one-to-one relation. And don't bring your talkative uncle with you while interacting with me. Obviously in real life that seems annoying, right? If you love someone, or having a friendship with someone, right, you just want to have time spent with her alone, right? Not someone else intrude or interrupts you. That is the most annoying thing, right? You personally have observed that thing. And the children are annoying because they are too young to be ignored or all to be scolded. And also these makes remarks as reflected in life of Charles Lamb, as well as there in his insanity and in his family, because of his sister, right? In many of essays I have already discussed that he has a married sister, right? Charles Lamb family life is very full of suffering, pain and distress. His married sister, even she murdered her mother, right? And Charles Lamb, he didn't got married, so his family life is very he suffers in his life, right? And beside his physical disability, right, lame footed, and so he was lame, so people remarks on that. So he didn't want any of these impediments in relationship. And Charles Lamb was a bachelor, he just didn't got married. And so his personal life is reflected here as well. So in this paragraph 11, he tells about a relationship between a man and woman. And it is common that man proposes a woman, right? And he expect only her to be there, right? And but not her family. So in our culture we have to give equal respect for the family as well. It's part of our culture, right? And we must abide by it, right? We must follow it. And he named two characters, Rotelia and Raspina, right? Both these characters, there they are, right? uh, yes, where it gone? Yes, two characters, Rotelia and Raspina. And both these characters used to describe and disguise, right, actual main character, right? If a woman keeps a dog, she didn't get many men to propose her, right? And he said that relationship should be between two people. So it is difficult to have a relation to her family, relatives, and her belonging and acquaintance as well. And he said that I only want to have a relationship with you only, right? Obsessed with only one, that particular person. And in paragraph 12, he just he just give a situation of a man who fall in love with a woman who works at opera, dance, a type of a ball, right? A dance party, or right, or a place where dancers perform. So she worked at opera, and he called her a modest appanage, right? A woman who is known as a chorus girl. So an entry in a film, or a character who doesn't have a so this modest appendage refers to a woman, or an entry in a film, a character who doesn't have a role to play, only a chorus girl, right, a minor role. So she is a dancer but didn't have that main role, and she is one of the many dancers there, right? So your survival depends upon your company and didn't survive alone. So you were not important enough. We just told that she had a company there and they are minor characters, and he fell in love with her as he was impressed by her manners. And people in the theater are artificial. He tells describe that the people in the theater are artificial because they act, right? People, what do people do in theater? They act. So acting is something artificial, right? So as they are actors and playing roles, and these roles changes, so establishing a relationship with such a person is always at risk. And because of this kind of people, you move around, and she appears very innocent to him, and he fall in love with her and to him, and he called her a native violet, means a duplicate flower. Right? And in para 13, and in para 13, the man, right, he proposed to her, and she accepted the proposal, right? Because he want to have a relationship with her and also want to marry her, and agree to marry, right? Man from, he is a man who belongs to a good family, and didn't marry to women who work in opera as a dancer. It is not considered a good thing to do, but he felt in love, and he accepted each and everything, right? So love me and love my dog like situation is there. But this man want her for appearance sake. He is just impressed by her look, her beauty, right? And she wanted to invite her friends and relatives to this wedding, and he just agreed to everything she had said, because for the sake of love he accepted everything, right? And in para 14, so at the wedding breakfast, all the guests gathers, and Mary was the man, right, the groom, and he had only one friend who was as a witness, right, and no one else. And the bride, means the lady whom she married, the dancer, the bride, she came with many relatives, right? French, Italian, men, women, and many more. And in para 15, he just never thought of that earlier, right? That thing, that marrying her, a dancer, would end up, or just he didn't consider the consequences of that, because he was blinded by love. So he just accepted each and everything, right? So thought of that earlier, but now he realized that he is going to marry a dancer, right, which is not of his rank, or that reputation or dignity of family, right? a, a kind she belongs to, not to a good family, right? So he loved her, so he was to accept her family as well. Her family background did not seem sound good, right? So in the 16, in para 16, he just accepted everything, but one last thing he didn't accept, and that what that is, last thing, that he broke his back when the bride introduced her father. He didn't accept her father. Each and everything rest he had accepted, but he didn't accept her father. Why? Because maybe that her father is not, maybe not a good man, right? Maybe he had him, right? When he saw, he got a shock, because he never expected him to be her father, right? So what he did, so he took a ship to get away, right? Cancel the marriage, get away, right? And go away because her father, oh, here is the actual reason, that her father was a clown, so it was not acceptable to him, right? So he get away, cancel the marriage, and now he married to another woman, right, Brunton. And he was revealed now that now he didn't have the clown as father-in-law, and here the clown is reflected as dark, you can say, something bad, right, which is not acceptable to him, right? Clown, you know, the clown, a joker, like a joke, in literature, in history, kings have clowns, a joker, to entertain them. So this here the essay ends, and in the next video I'll discuss his essay, the price in price of chimneys vapors. So this is all, hope you understand. Thank you for watching.